this is my friend Sloth Spirit, and I'm gonna be telling you guys a story time. She wanted to be in the video really bad, so yeah, there it is. She got a shout out in my video. But this is the story time about how I found out that my sister was sleeping with my biology teacher. Disclaimer: this is not my story. This was sent to me on Instagram. But I found out that my sister was being really nice to my biology teacher, and I didn't know why. But I thought it was kind of weird, and I asked her what was going on, and she said, "Oh, I just really like this teacher now. He's really kind, and I want you to get good grades, so I want to be as nice as possible." And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Because, she didn't like you at all. And, she hated my biology teacher. So, I thought, okay, well, maybe she's just being nice because she wants me to get good grades in his class. That would make sense, right? Yeah, it did make sense at the time until I found out that she wasn't being nice. She was, okay, so, what happened was, there was this one day, I thought she got a boyfriend, and I asked her, "Hey, do you have a boyfriend?" And she said, "Yeah, why?" I'm like, okay, so, why don't I ever see him? And she's like, "Oh, you see him every day, you just never know." And, I was like, what does that mean? And so, I was like, okay, well, why don't you introduce me to him? She was like, "I'm sorry, I can't do that because he doesn't want you to know who he is." And I said, okay, well, that's fine, that's totally fine. Just as long as you don't do anything weird, or else I'll tell Mom. And she was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. By the way, he's a little bit older than me too, so you can't tell Mom that either." And so I said, okay, that's completely fine. I don't care. Is he like a senior or something? And she was like, "Yeah, he's a senior. Definitely a senior. Yep." And I was like, okay, that's kind of awkward, but okay. So there was this one day that she was sitting in class with him. I walked in, and she just kind of like flinched and kind of like moved away from him. I went, "What's going on between you two?" And then she said, "Nothing. I just was wiping something off his hand." And I said, "That's not true. I never see you in here. You finally started to leave, and now you're back in here. So what's going on?" And she was like, "I can't tell you anything. I'm sorry, you'll tell Mom, and Mom will kill me." And I said, "Okay, fine, whatever. Just it can't be anything weird." And then my biology teacher stared at me, and I went, "Sis, get out of the classroom. This is my class. I have this class next, and I don't want you in here while I'm eating, please." And she said, "Okay, fine, that's fine. I'll leave." And she left, and then she went to go eat her lunch. And when she eats, she normally ate in there with me anyways, but I was just uncomfortable and stuff. And so I was waiting, and, she was like totally chill about it too. And I was so confused. I had no clue what was going on. And my game just froze. Oh, no, it didn't. But, so I don't know what was going on. She was being so awkward. And I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. Normally she'll like be like, "No, I want to eat with you, blah, blah, blah." But no, she was not resistant at all. Not at all. She just was like, okay, that's fine. I think she thought that I was catching on to her at this point, and so she kind of was just like listening because she didn't want, me to tell Mom. But I had no clue what was happening at this point. I kind of just went along with whatever she was doing. And at this point, I thought, oh, she's just being weird. Whatever, that's completely fine. Right? She doesn't need to know anything. Whatever, it's fine. And then the next day, she wasn't there. And the next day, she didn't go to school. She was sick. And my biology teacher left for lunch. He never left for lunch. But when he left for lunch that day, I I was like, that's kind of weird. And it was the same day that my sister was sick. And I thought, what are you doing? I asked him, hey, are you going out to eat lunch? And he went, yeah, I am. Actually, today, since it's a Friday, I thought maybe I would treat myself. So I was like, okay, when will you be back? And he's like, right around 1 when we start class. And I said, okay, does that mean that we have a longer lunch period today? And I was like, and he said, yes, just my class though, because I have to go out and eat today because I forgot to pack a lunch and I thought I would treat myself. And I said, okay, that's fine, I'll tell the class that. And the class said, when they got there and he was like, they were like, where is he? And he said, and I said, oh, we have an extra hour of lunch because normally we end at 12. And he was like, and they were like, well, why is that? And I said, because he said that he wanted to go treat himself to a new, like, to go eat out and stuff. And they were like, oh, that sounds really nice. I wonder who planned him a lunch. And then I said, no, he went to go treat himself. No. And they were like, what? He went to go treat himself? He never treats himself. He's such an older guy. And I was like, yeah, that's true. It's weird. I'm gonna go to my sister really quick. Go see, isn't she sick? They said. And I said, yeah, she is sick. And I went, okay, well that's cool. And I said, I'm gonna go check on my sister really quick because my mom's not there and she's by herself. And I opened the door to our house and I said, sis, I'm home. I brought you some soup. And she said, okay, I'm in the bathroom. Give me 1 minute. And I went, you're up again? You can't be up, girlie. You can only go to the bathroom. You can't be in the kitchen or anything. Don't move. Just stay there. I'm coming. And she said, no, it's okay. I'm fine. Just give me 1 minute. I'm almost out of the bathroom. And then I said, okay, that's completely fine. I don't care. She comes out of the bathroom and her pants fall down. And I'm like, girlie, are you okay? Like, your pants barely fit you anymore. And she's like, oh yeah, I grabbed baggy pants today. And I went, wait a minute. And I opened the door. It was the awkwardest thing ever. I should never open a door ever again. I will never do that. My biology teacher was in the bathroom. Said, so you didn't go to treat yourself? Thought you were going to be nice to yourself for once. No. She was dating my sister so I could get good grades. He said, I will date anybody for their younger sibling to get good grades. My sister went for it. And obviously, I'm getting better grades, but I didn't ever know why. Because I'm like, I failed 3 tests already. Why am I getting better grades? Isn't this a little awkward? Yeah, it was kind of awkward because I had no clue what was going on. Because I literally didn't study for this last test that I just did, and I got an A+. And sometimes he would act a little weird around me, and I was like, oh, well, whatever. He's just being him, you know? Just a little awkward. No, he was not being awkward. He was trying to get to my sister through me. I'm like, why would you do that? Get out of my house immediately, bro. Are you psycho? Ugh, I hate this one. But, he was like, okay, I'm leaving right now. And I'm like, yeah, you better get to class immediately. And I was like, really, sis? Get to school. And she said, no, I'm sorry. No, because I have a sick day, remember? I'm like, oh my god, girl, get to school. I'm going to tell them to change all of my grades back to regular. Back to the score I should have gotten. They're like, but you got the score you needed to get. And I went, no. My sister was having sex with my biology teacher so I could get better grades. Have you seen my grades? Yeah, good ones. No, bad. out, I told my mom immediately. But then I got a slap in the face because I came home early. I told her I came home because I thought that she was sick and I wanted to bring her the rest of my lunch. And my mom was like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. And then she looked at my sister and she went, how could you even think about that? You disgusting little rascal. And I said that too. I thought the same thing. And when she told me that it was just for me to get better grades, my mom looked at me and said, you aren't getting good grades? And I said, I'm getting good grades, all right. Oh, I'm getting good grades. And then my mom looked at me, looked at my sister, and smacked her in the face. So, bye guys. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to end the video here. And I love you all. Bye-bye.